A major shift is underway in West Asia. A major power is losing ground. A rising power is winning friends. New rules of engagement are being written. In a volatile region like West Asia, such changes rarely come without risks. They can always spin out of control and lead to dangerous consequences. Our cover story tonight is a brewing threat. China is arming Saudi Arabia. Well, we know that for some time now. So what's new here? China is not just equipping the Saudi forces, it is teaching them how to make advanced weapons. Ballistic missiles, to be precise. A new report says Riyadh has set up a secret site with the help of China. The facility is near Dawadmi in Saudi Arabia. China is believed to have shared sensitive ballistic missile technology with the Saudis here. Reports say these are large-scale transfers, and Beijing seems to have sent multiple consignments already. Now, the Saudis have always wanted to expand their ballistic missile program. They asked the Americans first and repeatedly. Successive U.S. administrations have declined Riyadh's requests. So the Saudis turn to China, and Beijing seems more than willing to help. The Chinese military is involved in this project. Reports say the Saudis approached the People's Liberation Army, more specifically the PLA Rocket Force, for this. This is the missile branch of the Chinese military, the PLA Rocket Force. The Saudis have an old relationship with the PLA. In the past, they've bought missiles from China. Now they're getting technology too, and the know-how, so they can make their own ballistic missiles in future. And this is a dangerous development. It raises the risk of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. In a region like West Asia, this is like lighting a matchstick around a gas leak. Ballistic missiles can be used to deploy both conventional and nuclear weapons. And there is suspicion that China is helping Saudi Arabia expand its nuclear program too. Last year, a report came out. Apparently, China has helped Saudi Arabia build a facility for uranium, a factory to make uranium yellow cake. This is a milled form of the uranium ore. If it's processed and enriched, it can power a civil nuclear energy plant. It can also be used to fuel a nuclear weapon. These developments are worrying for Washington, D.C. It is said to be mulling sanctions against Chinese players, those who are involved in transferring ballistic missile technology to the Saudis. They might be sanctioned. But what about Saudi Arabia? Will the U.S. sanction the Saudis too? There is no such indication. The U.S. does not want to snap a relationship that is already adrift. U.S.-Saudi ties are not in their best phase. There was a time when Saudi Arabia was considered the linchpin for America's West Asia strategy. Well, not anymore. A lot of things have changed. One, America's reduced dependence on Saudi oil. In fact, in January this year, the United States did not import any oil from Saudi Arabia. This happened for the first time in 35 years. The imports have not completely stopped, but America is slowly weaning off Saudi oil. Because Americans are now a net exporter of oil themselves. In fact, in 2018, the United States became the world's largest crude oil producer. So when you're yourself a seller of oil, why would you need oil imports? So the use of Saudi oil in America is on a steady decline. Also in decline is America's support to Saudi Arabia's military campaigns. Joe Biden has ended support to Riyadh's offensive in Yemen. The US president pulled out significant military hardware from the region, like US missile systems. Donald Trump, remember, was bullish on Saudi Arabia. Joe Biden is not. Saudi ministers criticize America's approach. They say American policies are muddled and confused. They make announcements, but when it comes to getting the work done, nothing happens. That's the complaint from Riyadh. So they're expanding their options. They're moving closer to China. And it did not happen overnight. China's relationship with Saudi Arabia goes back decades. And interestingly, this relationship too was built over missiles. In the 1990s, Saudi Arabia felt threatened by Iran and Israel. The kingdom decided to arm itself with ballistic missiles. Guess where they got them from? China. In December 1986, the Chinese sent 50 medium-range ballistic missiles to Saudi Arabia. The Chinese also taught the Saudis how to use them. And here's something else that's worth noting. Saudi Arabia displayed these missiles only once in public. It happened in 2014 during a military parade. Pakistan's then Army Chief, General Rahil Sharif, was visiting Riyadh. So from the 1980s to now, the relationship has expanded. China is no longer just an arms supplier to Saudi Arabia. There's a deepening energy partnership too. Saudi Aramco has made a 50-year-long commitment to Beijing. China is now Saudi Arabia's top trade partner. In 2020, China exported goods worth more than $28 billion to the kingdom. There is increased engagement between the leadership too. Xi Jinping visited Riyadh in 2016. In 2017, King Salman visited China. 2 years later, Crown Prince MBS traveled to Beijing. These personal visits signal the importance that both sides attach to the partnership. And high-level contacts could have enabled the transfer of advanced military hardware. China has not participated in Saudi Arabia's military campaign in Yemen, but it could end up igniting a new conflict. With Chinese help, Saudi Arabia is boosting its arsenal. It's a move that will not go unnoticed by regional players and might end up fueling a new weapons race in West Asia. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.